I've made 16 mask videos for YouTube, not to mention hundreds, if not thousands of masks for family and friends. Does that make me an expert? I don't know. I couldn't have perfected my mask making unless I had a tailor's ham. And guess what? You can't either. So if you want a game-changing sewing tool for your mask making, then this, my friend, is your tutorial. Hi friends, Tracy here from the Sewing Channel. Welcome back. And if you're new to my channel and you've never seen one of my 16 mask videos, go ahead and click the link right above my head here and you can binge watch all 16 of them. Be sure and come back though to watch this video on this guy right here. What supplies are we going to need to make this mask ham? Some 100% cotton canvas or duck cloth. It also has to have a very tight weave. What are we going to stuff our ham with? A bunch of 100% cotton scraps right out of my garbage can. Hams can be filled with sawdust as well. Enough talking already. Go print out your free pattern. The link is in the description box below, and let's get busy. With right sides together on the fold, you're going to go ahead and do a 1/4 inch seam allowance, leaving the bottom opened. You're going to go up and around and even over the folded part. Go slowly around the curves though, because you can sort of get off track around the curves, so just go slow. We are going to go around 2 or 3 times over the same area. We want to make sure that our ham is reinforced really good, because I have a feeling we're going to be using it a lot moving forward. If you want to see how my machine embroidered the hashtag on my sewing ham, stick around to the very end and I will tack that on the end of this video for those of you that want to see that done. Go ahead and pink the oval piece and the bottom of the ham right there like you see me do. Because they're going to be exposed raw edges, we really want the pink on there. And then what I want you to do is go ahead and snip around all of the curved areas, releasing the tension in the ham. Be sure not to clip any of the threads. And then we're going to go ahead and turn things right side out. Stick your hand all the way in and push out all of the seams so that everything is nice and curved. And then you're going to go ahead and give everything a really good press. Match the top of that oval to one side seam with, I guess it would be wrong sides together at this point, and go ahead and give it a pin. And then you're going to take that other oval side, the point there, and you're going to pin that to the side seam on the ham. Be careful not to poke yourself like I did. Oh my word, did it hurt. The casualties of sewing, I guess. I would say 4 pins is enough, just symmetrically around the oval. But I placed a pin sideways, sort of. You'll see me pin right there. And that helps remind me when I'm at the sewing machine not to sew that area, because we need to leave a stuffing hole for all of our scraps to go in. It's very important that you reinforce at the beginning and at the end. You can even reinforce a few times, because when we go to stuff this thing, we're going to be shoving and pushing, and it's going to put a lot of tension on those side threads, so be sure to do that. Go very slow when you do this step right here. I had a little bit of trouble while trying to stay out of camera view and sew at the same time, and I think that's why my hands were in the way, so I apologize for that. So just really take your time on this and it'll be okay. Also remember, you can totally hand stitch the bottom, the entire bottom, if you prefer. Not me though. You see, I'll struggle through it. You should have something that looks like this, and you can see where I've reinforced there with back stitching. Now it's time to stuff this ham like a Thanksgiving turkey. I stuffed mine with mainly old scraps out of the garbage can, and I shredded up some fabric. Oh yes, you guys I'm sure are wondering about this quilt top that's sitting on my table, right? Well, let me tell you. It's actually from one of my newest videos, Buried Alive, and it's all about how you take scraps and you make a beautiful quilt top out of it. So if you haven't seen that, be sure to watch it because part 2 is coming out next week and you won't want to miss that one either. I'll put a link above here that you could click to watch it, or I'll also put a link on the end screen at the end of this video. Where were we? Yeah, stuffing this ham. So what I'm doing is I'm pushing everything to the nose really good. You want to make sure that you overstuff this ham. Just like on Thanksgiving, how we get overstuffed, we need to overstuff this ham big time. Just when you think that you have given it enough stuffing, give it yet some more stuffing. Trust me on this one. I think half my garbage can is in this ham right now. It's amazing how much this thing can take, really. The goal is to make sure that we have no hollow spots within this ham. So you just want to keep stuffing and squeeze the outside a little bit. So you're pushing from the outside and then you're taking your fingers on the inside and pushing way down deep, just trying to fill any void that could be down there. Even after being reinforced, it was still pulling at the threads, so be sure to do that step. So right at the end, I checked mine and see that I was poking at it. It had a hollow spot right in the center after all that stuffing I put in there. The very last thing we're going to put in there is a larger piece of scrap folded nicely and flat. And we're going to lay it right on the top there. That flat piece of fabric is going to help our ham stand straight up. With needle and thread in hand, we're going old school and we're going to sew this thing up. Some people really do like to sew by hand, but I'm not one of them. For those of you that don't really want to watch me sew this by hand, I've put in the background there that real pretty quilt. Remember we talked about it earlier? The link will be at the end of this video. You'll want to make sure you catch that. For those of you that don't know me that well yet, I am a researcher by nature. I love to research all kinds of things, and I love to know why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I really do believe a lot of other people are the same as me. So I always like to incorporate knowledge into my videos and educational things on why we do what we do. I say all that to say this. What does Wikipedia say about a tailor's ham? I'll just read the last sentence there because I think that that's what pertains to us in our mask making. It says here on Wikipedia that pressing on a curved form allows a garment better to fit body contours. So having said that, would you ever not use one on a mask? All of the experts tell us that we have to have a really good fit along our face with the mask. So if pressing it with a ham helps connect that to our body contour, then I'm all for it. You see, I believe truly that if we just take the extra steps needed to make things better, then things will be better. Okay, enough of my babble. Let's look at my sewing job. It is horrible, absolutely horrible. You know, I took home ec in high school, but I cannot sew straight by hand. Nope, not one bit. I really only remember a couple things from home ec when it concerns hand sewing. And first, it's that spit knot or the mama knot. I remember that. And I also remember how to close things up and tie a knot at the end. And you see, that's what I'm doing there. I'm taking a stitch and not pulling it all the way through, and yet weaving my needle through the loop there and pulling it taut, and then you have a nice little knot to close things up. That's it. That's all I remember from sewing. Okay, now that all that torture's over with, take it over to your pressing board and we're going to press the bottom flat, and then we're just going to give it a really good hot steam press everywhere on all the curves, front, back, bottom, top, sideways, every which way. Just press it really good. Now I know this sewing ham is adorable, right? It sure is. But can it do the job? Can it press our masks. Well, let's try it out. Well, the first thing I notice is it fits like a glove, but you know it should. It was made for the sewing channel mask, right? So as I press through, no problems, fits perfectly. The best feature, in my opinion, about this ham is that it has a flat bottom and it can stand all on its own. I don't know any other ham that can do that. Just as promised, up next, watch my machine embroider the hashtag on the sewing ham in today's tutorial. Until next time on the Sewing Channel, take care.